The rain poured down in sheets, turning the empty streets into a blur of lights and shadows. Agent Alex Reed's fingers tightened around the grainy surveillance photo, his heart pounding. It was a candid shot, taken in a dark alley. His wife, Isabel, was standing too close to a man he didn't recognize, her hand brushing against his chest, her expression intimate. This wasn't just part of an undercover operation, was it? Alex's world teetered on the edge of unraveling. 3 months earlier, Alex and Isabel had always been a team, both elite agents in a covert government division. They had worked side by side for years, trusting each other with their lives. Their marriage, though strained by the risks of the job, had always been solid. They had learned how to keep their work and personal lives separate until now. Their latest mission had taken them in different directions. Alex had been assigned to intelligence gathering on a dangerous international cartel, while Isabel had gone deep undercover to infiltrate the same organization. They rarely saw each other, only brief moments of communication through coded messages, and their connection had frayed under the weight of secrecy. Then the photo arrived, slid across his desk by his superior, Special Agent Reynolds, with a warning glance. "Isabel's deep in it now," Reynolds said in his gravelly tone. "Deeper than we expected." Alex's heart skipped a beat. He'd seen this kind of thing before. Agents who went too far, lost themselves in their cover, blurred the line between their real lives and the ones they had to live on the job. He couldn't imagine Isabel falling into that trap. She was stronger than that. Or at least, she had been. Weeks passed, and Alex's unease grew. He threw himself into his own mission, tailing members of the cartel, piecing together leads, all while trying to shake the image of Isabel with another man. He didn't ask for updates on her mission officially. He wasn't allowed to. But his mind refused to let go of the doubts. Was she still committed to the mission, or had she become involved in something more? The turning point came one night, when Alex intercepted a communication meant for Isabel. It was from the man in the photo, Javier Ruiz, a high-ranking member of the cartel. His message was cryptic, but undeniable. "Meet me tonight. Alone. We need to talk about us." Alex's blood ran cold. The "us" in that message wasn't professional. It wasn't part of the mission. Ruiz wasn't just another target. This was personal. Unable to stay away, Alex followed Isabel that night, watching from a distance as she met with Ruiz in a dimly lit bar on the outskirts of the city. He saw the way Ruiz looked at her, the way her hand lingered on his arm as they spoke in low tones. It was intimate, affectionate. Nothing about it looked like part of an operation. For the first time in his career, Alex was at a loss. He couldn't tell if this was an expertly played cover or something else. He could feel his chest tighten, the weight of betrayal pressing down on him. The following night, Alex couldn't hold back any longer. When Isabel returned to their shared apartment, a rare moment of domestic normalcy in their chaotic lives, he confronted her. "Who is he, Isabel?" Alex's voice was low but filled with tension, his hands trembling slightly. "And don't tell me it's just the mission." Isabel froze, her eyes widening. She had always been good at keeping her emotions in check, but Alex saw the flicker of guilt cross her face before she composed herself. "Alex, I can explain," she started, her voice calm but strained. "You know how deep I've gone. Ruiz trusts me. He needs to believe there's something between us, or the entire mission falls apart." "Something between you?" Alex snapped. "It's not just the mission anymore, is it? I saw the way you looked at him. I've seen the messages. This isn't just work, Isabel." Isabel's eyes glistened with unshed tears, and she took a shaky breath. "I'm doing what I have to do to keep this mission alive. You know the stakes. If I don't get close to him, we lose everything: the intel, the operation, the chance to bring down the cartel." "But," her voice faltered, "it's not that simple." Alex's heart twisted painfully. He had been prepared for the danger of their job, the lies, and the deception. But he had never prepared himself for the possibility that his wife would emotionally stray. "So, what is it?" he asked, his voice cracking. "Are you pretending to care about him? Or do you actually feel something?" Isabel wiped at her eyes, looking down. "I don't know anymore." The words shattered the fragile line Alex had been walking on. The woman he loved, the woman he trusted, was standing in front of him, unsure whether her feelings were real or part of the job. It was the worst kind of betrayal, not physical, but emotional, the kind that cut deeper and left scars that couldn't heal. For days, Alex wrestled with his emotions, trying to focus on his own mission while the weight of Isabel's words haunted him. He didn't know if he could trust her anymore, whether the life they'd built was still real, or if it had crumbled beneath the lies of their profession. Just when he thought things couldn't get worse, a new development shook him to his core. His own investigation into the cartel had uncovered a hidden layer. Ruiz wasn't just a member of the cartel. He was a deep-cover informant, working with the government to dismantle the organization from within. Suddenly, everything shifted. Isabel's relationship with Ruiz wasn't what it seemed. Had she known all along? Was this part of the operation? Or had she been deceived too? The lines between truth and lies blurred even further. Alex rushed to confront her, desperate for answers. But when he reached their apartment, it was empty. Isabel was gone, her belongings hastily packed away. A note lay on the table. "I had to go. The mission isn't over. Trust me." Trust. The words stung like a blade. Alex didn't know if he could anymore. The mission came to a head weeks later. Both Alex and Isabel had separately tracked Ruiz to a remote hideout where the cartel's leaders were gathering. It was their last chance to take them down, but the air was thick with tension. Alex wasn't sure if he was about to face a dangerous criminal or the man his wife had fallen for. In the chaos of the raid, Alex found himself alone with Ruiz, guns drawn, the truth hanging between them. "She loved me, you know," Ruiz said with a smirk, his voice low and confident. "Not part of the job. Real." Alex's finger hovered over the trigger, his mind racing. He wanted to believe Ruiz was lying, but Isabel's words echoed in his mind. "I don't know anymore." Before Alex could react, a gunshot rang out. Ruiz collapsed, blood pooling at his feet. Isabel stood behind him, her face a mask of cold determination, the smoking gun still in her hand. "It's over," she said, her voice hollow. But as Alex looked at her, he realized the mission was over, but their marriage might be too. Too many lies, too much betrayal. They had crossed a line they couldn't uncross. The operation was deemed a success, the cartel was dismantled, and the mission closed. But for Alex and Isabel, the scars remained. Their relationship was forever changed, the trust they once had shattered. As agents, they were heroes. As husband and wife, they were broken. In the end, Alex realized there are some betrayals you can never recover from. And sometimes the hardest missions aren't the ones in the field, they're the ones that happen at home.